Welcome back to another episode of the DVO show. I'm DVO, Derek Van Otten, and thanks again for tuning in to another episode of the DVO show. And what am I giving you tips on this episode? Well, we just got home from a little celebratory event at a nearby park with my in-laws because my brother-in-law just paid off his home. Pretty astonishing, pretty amazing. In fact, not only did he pay off his home, he paid off his parents' home as well. And he is, 44, 45 years old, something like that. Now imagine having a paid off home in your mid-40s. Maybe you do. If you do, that's great. And if you don't, can you imagine how nice that would be? Well, we celebrated, and he gave a little bit of a speech. And I thought that was pretty impactful, so I thought, let's talk about this on this episode. And maybe why it's important to have a paid-off house, in my opinion. So he was talking about how he would drive around, and he would see really nice homes. And he would imagine what it was like living there. He would imagine what they do to afford a home like that. So those are things he would do. He would drive around, and he said it all started with a goal. And his goal was to be debt-free by age 45. That was his goal. Debt-free, mortgage and all. And we talked a little bit, actually, beforehand. We were just kind of eating. We had some carne asada. Can't go wrong with that. Anyway, we were kind of talking a little bit, and I was just kind of asking him, well, I know him and his family just went on a little vacation to California, so I just was asking how their vacation went. And I just asked, have you been to California before, just out of curiosity? And he had told me that yeah, he had. So he was telling me how he had been to California before, and he was just kind of mentioning he went because he was dating a different girl at the time. Then he started dating his current wife. They got married. They put money down on the house. They took a family vacation. He said he had $20,000 saved. They took a family vacation. They put down payment on their house. They bought a new car, or not a new to them car, a used car, but new to them, a new car to them. And he said, but $20,000 was gone. And then he said, I have never been able to catch up since. I've never been able to catch up. Just barely making ends meet. He worked in sales, selling tires. His wife would take on little odd end jobs here and there, like babysitting, until they got to a point where they couldn't anymore because they had 5 kids, and they thought it'd just be better if she just stayed home with the kids and watched the kids, which understandably might be even harder than his job. And he would work in sales, selling tires. Go home, do mechanic work just to make a little extra money. And, he was telling me that he never really dug himself out of the hole. Well, maybe 3 years ago, roughly, they refinanced their home, taking out equity to open up his mechanic shop. He opened up his mechanic shop. First partner he worked with didn't go well. They separated. He moved locations, opened up another mechanic shop, had problems. Typical stuff as you would imagine a business owner of a mechanic shop. Issues, they've gotten tickets for, driving, and maybe, I can't remember all the things they've gone through. Maybe someone even tried breaking in too, or damaging the property. Employees stealing, just different things like that they've dealt with, and they just kept trucking along. They just kept rolling with the punches, and just saying, okay, what's next? I gotta keep going. Working many hours, everything costing more than they think it would cost. So he's been going through his mechanic shop for about 3 or 4 years now. And quitting his job that was making, I think he was making close to 6 figures at his sales job, just to, open up his own business. And he's gotten to a point now where he just went on vacation with his family. I don't know how long it's been since they've been on vacation together, and now he's paid off his home. And he did it around his goal frame. around the age of 45, and he was able to pay off his home, wanted to help pay off his parents' home, and he did. And this all happened just this week. So, talking with him and hearing his story, and I obviously I know his story. He's my brother-in-law, and actually, in fact, I knew him. I've known him longer than I've known my wife. It's my wife's brother, and I've known him. We've been friends longer than I've been dating and married to my wife. So I know my friend very well. I know him very well, my brother-in-law. And I know what he's gone through. When he first started dating and married his wife, he took on 2 stepchildren, and now one of his stepkids has actually they both have kids. Both of his stepkids have kids now, so they're grandparents. And I know, like I said, I know how hard they've worked, and then now they've reached their goal, and they've helped pay off their parents' home. Can you imagine? Wouldn't that be nice to not only pay off your home, but then pay off your parents' home? Well, he took a risk. He took a gamble, and he took a risk and gamble on himself. He knew that he could start a mechanic shop. He's been thinking about it for many years. He finally said, "I can do it." People doubted him. People said it's not going to work. People said he's going to have a lot of problems. But throughout the naysayers, he did it anyway. And I'm so proud of him for doing it, right? It takes risk. It takes guts, especially when you've got a family to provide for, a family of 5 to provide for. And he said, "I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go through. No one's going to do it. I can't keep working this life I have. I can't keep waking up early, going to work, getting home tired, eating. Kids want to play, but I'm too tired. I just want to lay down, and then go out and do little side end jobs of helping repair cars on the side." He's like, "I can't do that anymore. I'd rather put all that hours and time into myself, into my business, versus someone else's business." And that's what he did, right? He puts in many hours a day working, and hopefully he starts feeling at a point where maybe he can kind of ease up a little bit, right? He's hired a manager, and it takes time, right? It takes time to start and grow a business like that. And I'm proud of him for doing it. And what's the significance? Because if you listen to a lot of quote unquote financial experts, they might tell you not to pay off your home, to keep your home, because it's an asset, right? You're writing it off. It's building equity. You should actually be borrowing from it to buy other things. Hey, whatever you think works for you, I say do it. But I think for the majority of people, it is more beneficial to have a paid off house. Because one thing people don't remember is when you have a mortgage or a debt on your home, you have, what's the best way to put it? You have risk. You've got risk. You have the risk of not being able to make your payments, or of it being taken from you, because it's really owned by a bank, not you. The bank owns your home until you have paid it off. So I know when you say, "This is my home, this is my home," well, yes, but if it's not paid off, it's actually the bank's home, and you owe them, the mortgage company. And also, even if you did pay it off, or even if it was yours, if you're not paying taxes on it, the government can come put a lien on it and take it. So is it ever really our property? Really, now that I say that out loud, I don't know. But there's a lot of benefits to owning property. For example, equity in the home. Most real estate does grow. But anyway, not paying off a mortgage, you leave risk on the table, risk of not being able to pay it off, and it being taken from you. So I think it's beneficial to pay it off, because then starts, what's the next project? Because imagine if you weren't making a mortgage payment, what could you be doing with that money? Like saving it, or improving on the home. Maybe buying another property, saving up and putting down payment down on another property to rent it out, or whatever you want to do with it as an investment property. There's a lot of things you can do when you have a paid off house and you have that extra money that you can put away. There's a lot of extra things you can do. But if I go back to my brother-in-law and him telling his story, again, he said it started with a dream, started with a vision, started with a goal, and the goal was to be debt free. And then he dreamed. He would, like I said, he would drive around these nice neighborhoods and imagine having a home like that. What if I could have a home like that? How do these people have homes like this? Why can't I have that? And then, hey, I'm going to start a business now. I know I'm making good money at this job, but I need to take a risk on myself for once. I need to do this for myself for once. And then he did that. And this is also what he said that he did. He had discipline. It took a lot of discipline. Because obviously it's easy to want to go out and eat every day for lunch, but his wife packed him a lunch every day, and every day he got home he had dinner. But it was he didn't take vacations for many years. He didn't take a vacation for a long time until this past month or two. He finally took a vacation with his youngest kids, his 3 youngest. But he said it took a lot of sacrifice, took a lot of dedication. Dedicated himself to his business, dedicated himself to family time, dedicated to his goal of becoming debt-free, of paying off his home. These are some of the things that he was saying today as he was we did like a toast. We got some sparkling cider, some sparkling grape soda or apple juice, whatever it was, and we're doing a little celebratory cheers and toast. And he's just kind of talking a little bit about, because we know he's got nieces and nephews and grandkids there, and he's got his sisters there and their spouses, his oldest and her spouse. And so he wants to share the information with, hey, you can have a paid off home. This is what I had to go through, all right? I had to be dedicated. I had to be disciplined. That's one of the hard parts, right? Being disciplined to say, I've got a goal. I've got to stick with it. I've got to make sacrifices, like not take the nice vacation, not go to the nicest restaurant. I have to make sacrifices. I have to be diligent about this. And anyway, those were his tips on paying off his house. And anyway, you can look at that as any goal you have. Everything applies. First of all, it's having a goal and having a vision. It's taking a little bit of a risk. It's being disciplined. It's making sacrifice. It's being diligent about what you are doing. Whatever goal that you have, this is all part of it. Take it as you will, but I also agree for the majority of people, it's better to have a paid off home. I think it's a great goal to have for anybody. My wife and I included, we have goals to pay off our home early. We're also a little bit doing a hell of a house shopping, but he was saying off to the next project. So I said, what's the next project? A bigger home? It was more of a joke, because I know his wife would like that. But he said, no, I'd like to have my own shop. So obviously he pays rent at his mechanic shop. He's paying rent there every month. He would like to own the whole mechanic shop. So not only have a paid off home, have a paid off shop as well. So he's going to start saving money. So I don't know what he'll eventually do, but as of now, he's got a goal. I'm going to start saving that money now and putting it down on a shop. And I'm going to own my shop. Great goal to have. So anyway, I hope this episode helps you get some ideas, set some goals, and know what you need to do. Again, be willing to make sacrifices for that. Be diligent. Be disciplined. Write out the goals. Write what processes you need to do to reach that goal and make it a priority for you. All right, I hope that helps. Catch you on another episode of the DVO show. Until next time, goodbye.